Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are in the right place at the right time. Today is Wednesday, and it's time for the noon report right here on Street News Now. I am your host, Dr. Ron. I am so glad to have you guys on the show today. We got a lot to talk about, so let's speed up these shout out so we can get to some of the things that we got to talk about. First thing I want to do is give a shout out to my mentor, Dr. Hunt. Dr. Hunt and I have been traveling in life together for 30 plus years. And out of that 30 plus years, he has been a blessing to both me and my family, as well as I have been a blessing to both him and his family. So, the reason why I talk about Dr. Hunt the way that I do is because I want you to understand the value of having a mentor. I want you to find someone that can be a blessing to you and your family, and then you turn around and be a blessing to them and their family, because then you will find out the invaluable, you can't even place a price tag on it, how valuable mentors are. So get a mentor, somebody that you can travel in life with to make your journey very, very easy to do, and then turn around and get a show so you can shout your mentor out. So now I'm expecting my fearless leader, as we call him sometimes, Lee Michaels, to join us on the show today. So I hope he drops in or has an opportunity to drop in. I want to get started. Let's start talking about Country Club Hills again. I have mentioned them time and time again because I want them to do better. And I talk about them because I know in a lot of little small towns in America, we have city officials that don't have their, people's best interests at heart. And the reason why, I say that is because they do things that doesn't lead to profitability for the community. And Country Club Hills has, been definitely dropping the ball. They think that they're an entertainment entity trying to have concerts. They want to be wilding out, balling out, or whatever they want to do as an entertainment entity. But entertainment entities are not what city government's supposed to be doing. So, and they don't understand all the trials and tribulations that go along with being an entertainment entity. I have been in the entertainment industry 50 plus years, and I'm retired now. But I promise you, it's not an easy task to do. So I try to encourage people to communicate to them, get out of this business and run the city. Your focus is off. And I encourage you to do the same thing in your hometown. If your hometown is off base, tell them. Tell them your focus shouldn't be on, the county fair. Your focus should be on trying to provide city services. So that's why I talk about that as much as I do. The second thing I want to talk about is COVID is still on the rise. I got a call this week from a young lady down in Daytona Beach, Florida. And in Daytona Beach, Florida, she works in the emergency room. And in the emergency room, they are still having high number of COVID cases. And the cases are just as critical as when COVID first started. Now, I know that this week on CNN, they did a report showing all of the cities that had an opportunity to get ahead of COVID. The Republican cities did not do as well. They had more COVID deaths than Democratic cities because the Democrats followed precautions, took the necessary steps in order to prevent people from getting sick and dying. So the Republican cities and Republican states have did their citizens harm. They did not do anything to prevent people from dying. They didn't pass out masks. They didn't tell people to wash their hands. They didn't do the necessary steps to save and preserve life. So I wanted to tell you that COVID is not over with yet. I need you guys to understand what I'm saying. It's on the rise. Emergency rooms they're not covering COVID like they used to. Us, that's over with, and then people are saying, oh, is that still an issue? No, it is an issue. I don't care where you are in the world. If you're listening to the sound that are coming out of my voice, please be careful. COVID is still out there and people are still getting sick and dying. Even if you have taken the COVID shot, there are people still getting sick. And they say, well, if you took the COVID shot, you ain't got to worry about it. That's not true. If you took the COVID shot, you took a shot for that strand. And now this thing has morphed into a super disease and people are still getting sick. I can't emphasize it enough. People are still getting sick. I wanted to save this subject for when Lee came on, but I'm going to skip over this one and talk about the Republicans are now picking a fight with the state of Mexico. Mexico, they are sending troops to the border, and there have been violations of treaties, and the Republicans are like, screw Mexico. We don't care about Mexico. If we pick a fight with Mexico, then we'll pick a fight with Mexico. And that's what they're doing. The state of Texas had put barbed wire and balloons and things across the Rio Grande that is a violation of the treaty between Mexico and the United States. But the state says we got a right to defend ourselves like they're a separate country all to themselves. So the governor of Texas is like, we're going to fight this in court. But yet the government, now keep in mind, the government of Mexico is like, hey, what is the deal here? You're violating, the treaties that we have, signed and agreements that we have in place. And now Mexico is on the hit list of the Republicans to attack. They blame Mexico for fentanyl being distributed in the United States. And I'm sure that they have some drug cartels. They're talking about going down there and attacking drug cartels like they got permission from the country, the president of the country, to do such things. So if you start dropping in SEAL teams into Mexico to go attack cartels, then what do you expect is going to happen? It's going to be a very highly, volatile situation going on the border. So they're looking forward to doing such things. They're like, yeah, we can go down there and beat some cartel ass. Come on, y'all. Well, let's think this through. The Republicans need to have respect of person and or country. Okay. And they don't seem to have such. The other thing I want to talk about is now Ukraine has begun to drop drones and attacking, strategic places in Moscow. Now I said, well, what took them so long? What took the country to wait until after their whole entire country is in ruins? Russia has been dropping bombs on them so bad that it's nothing but, rubbish. Buildings are torn down, hospitals have been torn down, residents have been torn down, schools have been torn down. They've been attacking seniors, children, ladies. They've attacked everybody in their country till the country is in ruins. And now that they have the resources and the ability to be able to strike out at Moscow, they're doing it. And they're attacking Russia on their own land. They've already beat Russia in battles on the ground in certain cities and pushed them back into their own territories. But now they're beginning to take the fight to them. And I think they should have done it long time ago. They should have jumped on Russia long time ago. Okay. This is something that they needed to do to show that Ukraine is not afraid of Russia. And I think they've shown it, but Putin has sitting up there saying that, oh, we winning the war, but yet we got drones being dropped on us. How's that winning? Okay. Oh, you're going to drop bombs on us? Oh, we're going to drop more bombs on you. Well, you've been doing that already. So I think it's a grand gesture. Turnabout is only fair play for them to drop bombs back on Moscow like they have been dropped down on the Ukraine. Should have happened a long time ago. I saw something in the recent CNN and on New York Times that they are now projecting in the polls that if Trump and Biden were in a election for the presidency, that there's a dead heat. That I think it was 43% chose Trump, 43% chose Biden. And there are the others that were not committed yet, that have undecided, was like 14% in their poll. Now, my question is, are the polls even relevant at this time? I think that they put too much emphasis on the polls because, it's too early in the game. The people that they're polling, they may not even vote. I've heard many people make commentaries and say that, they're so disgusted with the government, that both Republicans and the Democrats, that they're not even going to vote in this election, which would be a mistake, because then that vote that they've cast might be enough to push a Republican out of office, because Republicans are revenge governing. And I talked about this before. They're out there, challenging, the Democrats, and trying to do to the Democrats what they feel Democrats have done to them. So I think that they're doing revenge governing, and I think they need to get out of the business of revenge. I think my fearless leader has just showed up. Let's see, can we get him into the show? Welcome to the show, you all, Mr. Lee Michaels.
What up? What up?
Hey man,
Good morning.
You've been MIA, but I'm so glad to see you.
I'm glad to be seen.
Yes, sir. I was just talking about the polls. It's kind of early on, but the polls are projecting that Donald Trump and Biden, if they were in a head-up race, that it would be a equal battle. There's 43% of those that were polled, and then there was like 14% that undecided. And a lot of people are saying that they won't even vote in this upcoming election because they don't like either side.
Well, because they're stuck on stupid. Okay, let me cut through the chase. All right, I'm sick and tired of being. I don't even know where to start, Ron, because I have not had an opportunity to vent. But let me talk to you. What is it, 14% that don't know what to do?
Right.
You know what to do. Damn it, go vote for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you need to do. And for those who are still stuck on stupid talking about Donald Trump, wait a minute. Impeached twice, indicted 3 times, the 4th time is coming. How much more do you need? He's a fucking criminal. What?
Absolutely. And I was going to lead into that.
I'm sorry. I apologize, folks.
No. That's fine. I was just telling the people that I don't even think the polls are relevant at this point.
No, they're retarded. No, forget about it.
No, the people that they're asking on these polls, I think they're far removed from the facts. A lot of people don't look at the truth. And I told people a couple of weeks ago, on one of my other shows, please fact check, find out what's real and what's not real. And now, since you mentioned his name, 3 times indicted and the 4th on the way, 3 grand juries that were convened in his honor have now brought in federal charges.
In 3 different states.
3 different states. That's absolutely
well,
correct.
2 states in the District of Columbia, all right? Which should be a state. Don't
Yes,
let me
it
go down
should.
that rabbit hole, because
Yeah.
that's another stupid one.
And they're saying that the 4th grand jury is on its way in with an indictment within days, not weeks, within days. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
So, man, I don't understand what the problem is. I heard something this morning that I thought was interesting, and I'm going to share it. I'm going to regurgitate what I heard. Everybody knows that Dr. Hunt is my mentor, and he mentioned this morning in his Behind the Veil Zoom broadcast that it was no mistake that we had a super moon on yesterday when the indictment failed. Okay, we had a super moon,
not a regular moon,
huh?
Not moonshine, not a regular moon, but a super moon. Damn it!
And then all of a sudden, the Donald gets
indicted for number 3.
Number 3, and I was like, man, that's what's up.
It is.
So what do you think? Because you ain't been here in a while. I already know what you think off the air, but I want to get you on the air. What do you think? It's got to be going through this lunatic's mind with 3 grand juries bringing back indictments against him.
What do I think he's thinking?
Yeah, because he think, he think he's Teflon Don.
Right. Well, so far he has been until now. I think with these 3 indictments, will hopefully wake up people from the Walking Dead and realize that this guy is a criminal. And all of those people that are still, pulling on his jock, MTG, Margie Taylor Greene, that I'm convinced, first of all, and I'll get to your question. She's an alien. She's not human. She's not from this country or from this world. She's a freaking alien. In the news here lately, they're talking about UFOs and terrestrials. She's one of them. She is one of them. And I hope that the men in black come back with those super cool guns and just blow that. It's time for her to go. Okay, I've had enough up to here, and that lunatic up there in Colorado, and the rest of them.
But wait a minute,
I'm sick and tired of them, man.
You're talking about her, but she was the only person that had balls enough to bring porn into the chamber.
No, that's not balls enough. That's stupidity. That's ignorant. That's trailer park trash. Has a mentality of a jackass.
Oh,
she's nuts, man.
She said
she has no credibility.
Wait a minute. She said Hunter Biden, had got a blowjob. They had pictures of it, and he violated the Mann Act. Okay.
And why is she divorced now? Well, can we investigate that? Not that I really care, but because I'm sure her husband was sick and tired of laying next to a lunatic.
Right. But to bring that into the chamber, it's so retarded. It was all speculative. She had no proof of nothing she was saying. She just loved call Hunter Biden's name.
Right.
And trying to make him out of a criminal, and she's performing criminal acts.
She is a criminal. Anybody that goes down that rabbit hole with Donald Trump is a criminal. Yeah. And the only reason she's sucking up to him is because she thinks that he might make her a VP or give her some high-level cabinet in his administration. If America is stupid enough to vote him back in again. I
Well,
have a little bit of faith
yeah. Well, let me
that
say
the
let me
America
say this.
won't do that.
For those that don't know, the only reason that Trump announced that he was running for president because he knew all these charges were coming
Of
down on
course.
him, and he wants to become president so that he can avoid trying to go to jail.
Absolutely.
That's the
That's
only reason. For those that don't know, I said it. If you don't know, now you know.
now you
But go
know.
back, answer the question. What you think is going through this fool's mind, man?
Well, I think what you just said. He is scared to death, and he doesn't want to go to jail. He can't be wrong. Okay, that just he can't. He's the smartest MF in the world. Everybody else in the room and in the country is stupid, and he has convinced a lot of ignorant people that he is credible. But it's easy to brainwash people who don't have any clue, first of all, about civics, how the government works. He is a marketing moron, a media pimp, and he repeats over and over and over the same message. And eventually, you can convince weak minded people that you're real, that you're telling the truth, and nobody else knows but you. And then he'll put the fear factor into them that hey, they're not coming after me, they're coming after you, but they're coming through me to get to you. All of that shit sounds logical,
No, it
but
doesn't.
it's well, I mean, in his mind.
Yeah, it
And then,
doesn't sound.
and then when he talks to people who don't have a clue about what's going on, they say, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." I got a friend, and his wife is one of these conspiracy theories believers, and her mom is a conspiracy theorist. They think the craziest stuff, and my boy is about to lose his damn mind because he can't even have a relationship with his wife without going through some conspiracy shit, and that's insane, man. Insane. She thinks the whole COVID-19 thing was BS, and everybody's going after Donald Trump because he's smart and everybody else is not. And oh, it's sad, man. It is so sad where the state of mind of people in this, not just the United States, but around the world. And
Actually,
it's
yeah.
really scary. Now, he has to do what he's doing regardless of the impact on innocent people. It's all about him. He is the most selfish person I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
He will take down his own family, and he has.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the Republicans are barking up the tree at Hunter Biden and this damn laptop. Well, the truth is about to come out, and it's already starting to leak out. There's some reports saying that Hunter took this laptop to this repair shop, and I guess he couldn't get into it anymore because it got hacked.
Right.
Okay, so he took it in so that he could regain access to his computer. Well, the guy was, I guess, smart enough to get into it, but he also downloaded data from this hacked computer
Mm-hmm.
and gave it to Rudy Giuliani.
Okay.
Okay, so there's where the shit hits the fan right there.
Okay.
Much of the data, from what I understand, is tampered with. They changed his email address, passwords, and stuff like that, and put data in and took data out that they wanted to corrupt his computer with.
Right.
Now, this could be a little far fetched in the minds of some people, but I would not put it beyond some of these criminals in the Republican Party and some of the foreign countries that are not our friends.
Right.
So that being said, I think this whole last 2 years or so that they've been talking about this damn laptop is about to come out and bite the Republicans in the butt again.
Again.
Okay, now I'm requesting the DOJ to investigate the rest of the Trump family.
Right.
Junior, the other moron, the daughter, the dog. The son that we don't ever see. I think he might have some criminal activity going on in the background.
You said
His
the
wife,
son we don't see.
yeah, I don't even remember his name.
And the
The
wife we
wife,
don't see.
yep. The, she's under a rock right now because she know that the spears and rockets and bombs about to come in. So she's on the DL. She's on the download. She don't want to be seen.
So
You
so
know.
so so just a hypothetical question, off the subject a little bit. So do you think that Donald's wife, when he ain't available no more, would do like Jackie O and slip off somewhere with some rich guy?
It wouldn't put me. It wouldn't surprise me
Yeah,
because she's an opportunist, just like he is. They're pimping each
right.
other.
Yeah.
I don't have any respect for her either because she obviously is not the smartest person in the room. Anytime you hook up with somebody like Donald Trump, yeah, sometimes my tongue just beats my brain up and makes me say stuff that I don't really want to say. But she's not a woman with credibility.
Right.
You know, she has
Oh,
a opportunist or street mentality because
yeah.
that's where she comes from.
All right, right, right,
She,
right.
she's one step above trailer park trash as far as I'm concerned.
Well, she's got as far as I know, the only title as a first lady that posed in a totally nude in a fashion magazine.
Right.
The only one I heard of. Yeah.
Well, that's because she has no class and she has to sell her soul for rock and roll.
There you go. So
you know.
so look, we gotta encourage people to understand what's going on. And my words are fact check everything, please. Please
Yep.
fact check. All you gotta do is go to a third party fact check and ask the question, what's real and what's not. And then you'll be able to find out what's going on. That's people are spinning, they got spin moves, they got all sorts of things going on that are causing
Yeah.
people to have like one lady about a week or so ago, she was trying to confront Vice President Pence and told him it's your fault. All this stuff is going on because it's your fault. And his response to her was, have you ever read the Constitution? Read the Constitution and understand what it says for you to jump on me about it's my fault.
Well, I agree with him. I think he's a spineless little jackrabbit from Indiana. But you see, he should have come out way before drawing the line in the stand over the election.
Right.
He supported all the dumbness, all the criminal activity that his president, the guy that he was standing next to, behind, to the left or to the right, he supported him. And so did the Republican Party. Now they're stuck in this hot mess and don't know how to get out of it. And they don't have a credible candidate that can step up and take him out.
Nope.
Because, first of all, they're scared to death. Secondly, they have no credibility. Who do they have? Lindsey Graham. Now, they came out with 5 names yesterday of the 6 people that in this
Yeah,
whole
going to be
collusion thing.
indicted. Right.
Right. Who's number 6?
They didn't say.
Okay. It could be Lindsey Graham.
Right. Well,
And if it's not
on
in this, he's in
right. He's
trouble
on the hot seat on Georgia.
on Georgia.
Right.
Exactly. So he was a part of that conversation,
Right.
that criminal activity, calling up people down there in the state of Georgia, telling them to, do some criminal stuff. And I keep using the word criminal because that's what it is.
Right.
That's who they are. They are all freaking criminals.
Absolutely.
Don't get it twisted. That's what it is. These are felony charges. This ain't no Boy Scout that fell down the hill and scraped his knee. No. It ain't the Boy Scout that put the fire out in the middle of the night and everybody got cold. No, 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 no. These are professional criminals.
Absolutely. You're
Period.
100% correct.
And if Dr. Ron Ford did anything like this, his ass would be in jail
And
2
look,
years ago.
right, Lee Michaels
Same
too.
thing on me.
Right,
Same thing.
right.
I'd be.
And one thing I like to say about the judge, they pointed out that's hearing this case in DC has put people in jail serious time behind the riot that took place on January 6th. So this guy is already chomping at the bit, to throw some time at some folks. And
Yep.
I ain't mad at him. Throw some more time at him.
Yeah, I agree, and we have to be tough on stuff that these people have been perpetrating of late. We have to pull back, put out, as my mom and dad used to say, boy, I'm gonna put my foot down on this one. No, you can't do that. And we have to. You can call it make an example out of these criminals, but hey, it wouldn't be a problem if they had not done what they did.
Absolutely.
Donald Trump would not be in the trouble that he's in if he had not committed the crimes.
Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
And Ron, where's the investigation on why he lied about COVID-19?
Yeah, that should be another one.
Exactly. There should be 25 investigations going on this chump because he's a professional liar.
Yeah.
He lies his ass off 24/7.
Yeah, and
He probably
somebody,
he lays in the bed 2 doors down from his wife and lies to her. So, baby, I'm right next to you.
Right.
And she said, no, I don't want that.
Somebody did a fact check. I don't know which news network it was. They had counted all the lies that he told during his presidency.
8,226.
Look, we got to get out of here.
No, we don't. No. You got me out of bed, made me shave, put on a clean shirt, and come out and hang out with you.
This is your network. This is our network.
Okay? There you go. Don't put the monkey on my back by myself.
No. I've been carrying the load, brother. I've been showing
You have, and I appreciate it. You've been doing a good job.
Thank you, sir.
Brownie.
Thank you, sir. So look,
as George Bush called this guy,
yeah,
good job, Brownie.
Yeah. Anybody that's interested in joining our network, please reach out to Go Over the Street News Now. Reach out, fill out the application, and send it in, and we will have someone from administration get in touch with you to help you put your show together. We've got a roving reporter now. Things are going to start moving fast. We are picking up momentum, and if you want to be a part of this, please join us. We got a place for you. We look forward to you coming on board. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Please subscribe, like, and share. Spread the word. I'm going to chop this thing up. We're going to get a whole bunch of reels and hot bits out of this one because Lee been clowning, and he's been missed sorely.
I feel like a man just out of jail, okay?
Yeah.
And there's so much going on. I could go on for 3 hours just on all the current events that's going on and what have you, the war in Ukraine. Finally, they're going into Russia to kick some butt over there. From day one, I would have been hitting back on that because if you come into my neighborhood and think you're going to come in here and destroy my life, I'm coming after yours.
Right.
So thank God that they now have the military whereabout, the capabilities go back and strike in Russia.
Yeah, I talked about that earlier. Yeah.
I don't promote, wars and killing and all that stuff because it's just not human. But humans are stupid, so we do stupid stuff. But
Absolutely.
you have to protect yourself, your country, your people, and the innocent people that are dying, and on both sides. I mean, there might be a handful of nice Russians that are good people, but y'all need to stand up and take that moron out of the Kremlin.
And I think eventually it's going to happen. Yeah.
Well, it's taking too long. Let's get it done.
Yeah. So look, man, I got to get out of here. I appreciate all the people that have tuned in, that have will review this. Thank you so very much. Our fearless leader, another mentor in my life. I appreciate you. Thank you so very much for joining us on today.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll be able to get you out of bed, shave, and put on a decent shirt with a cup of coffee in the future, like next week,
Okay,
So,
I'll see what I
hey,
can do.
yeah, hey, man, last words?
Last words. I think you've said it all. Thank you for participating in the show, being a viewer, listener, and comments. We live off of your comments, so make your voice be heard. God bless all of you. Be safe. Register to vote. Don't take no wooden nickels. Don't get into an argument with an idiot over the political landscape we're in right now. But when you have the opportunity to straighten them out, letting them know, hey man, that's not true. You've been hoodwinked. You've been lied to. Deuces.
Peace.